Children, we are going to begin with a new chapter, the last chapter in microeconomics, chapter number 6, that is forms of market. Now, the chapter as a whole, we need to discuss about the four forms of market actually, but in this year, almost 3 forms of market are deleted from your portion. You need to learn only on the first form of market. So, forms of market we will be discussing in detail in this video. Now, before moving on to the forms of market, let us define what is a market. You all have gone to a market and you know how to define a market in simple words, but we will define the market. We will define the market. It refers to the whole region where the buyers and sellers of a commodity are in contact to each other for the purchase and sale of the commodity. So, market is a place where the buyers and sellers will come to close contact with each other for the buying and selling process. Okay, you all have gone to the market, you have experienced, isn't it? There we can find the buyers and sellers coming to close contact with each other for the buying and selling process of the commodity. Now, what are the components of a market? What are the components of a market? First one is area. There should be a place for the market, isn't it? There will be buyers and sellers in the market. Now, what is being bought and sold? Commodity, goods, and in that process there exists a competition. One seller will be competing with the other, isn't it? So, there is a competition in the market. So, these are the basic features of a market: area, commodity, buyers and sellers, and competition. So, we have defined market and we have learned about the essential components and features of a market. Now, we will move on to the different forms of market that you have to learn in microeconomics. The two main forms of market are the perfect competition and the other one is imperfect competition. I told you in the market there is competition among the sellers, isn't it? Now, there are 2 types of market forms mainly which we have to learn. The first one is perfect competition and the other one is imperfect competition. Now, in this year we will be concentrating only on perfect competition, and imperfect competition consists of other 3 forms of market. They are monopolistic competition, monopoly and oligopoly. So, these 3 are deleted from your portion. You need to learn only the perfect competition. Now, let us see what is this perfect competition. The perfect competition refers to a market situation where there are very large number of buyers and sellers dealing in homogeneous product at a price fixed by the market. So, what is meant by a perfect competition? A perfect competition is a market situation where there are large number of buyers and sellers, and these buyers and sellers will be dealing with homogeneous products. What do you mean by homogeneous products? The products which looks the same, which are identical in the size, shape, color, quality, etc. are known as homogeneous products at a price fixed by the market. Market or industry will be fixing the price, isn't it? And that price will be followed in the market. So, that kind of a market situation is known as perfect competition. I can just give you an example. A particular product which is produced by an industry and it is being supplied to the retailers. So, when these retailers, when they sell it to the consumers, all the retailers will be selling it at the same price because the MRP is already being there in the packet of that product. Okay, they will be getting at a price lesser in the industry. Okay, they will be getting it at a price which is lesser in the industry. Okay, from the industry they will be getting it at a lesser price. They will be getting the products, that particular product from the industry at the lesser price and lesser than what is being given in the MRP. And the products, that particular product will be sold to all the consumers by all the sellers at the same price which is given in that packet. So, the industry will be fixing one price and that particular product will be sold by the retailers at the same price. So, for a particular product, in wherever you go, in which all shops you go, it will be sold out at the same price. So there will be a uniform price which is fixed by the industry, and other firms or the retailers will follow the price which is fixed by the industry. Take any product of 1 kg or 2 kg, any product either of a wheat powder or anything else which is produced by a particular company, it will be, if it is given to the retailers, it will be sold at the same price, isn't it? Now, the features of a perfect competition is the next topic that you have to learn. The features of a perfect competition, from the definition itself you can see large number of buyers and sellers. Large number of buyers and sellers. There will be large number of buyers and sellers in the market. Therefore, share of each seller is insignificant in the total supply. How much is being given to each seller? That is not practical to identify, because there are large number of buyers and sellers, and industry will be supplying it to large number of sellers, and the portion of or the share of each seller is insignificant because there are large number of sellers, and these sellers are selling to large number of buyers too. So there are large number of buyers and sellers, and the share of each seller is insignificant in the total supply. Next one is the price of the commodity is fixed. Who is fixing the price? The price is fixed by the industry, by the forces of demand and supply. I told you the price will be fixed by a particular industry and others will follow that price. How industry is fixing that price? Industry is fixing that price due to the forces of demand and supply. So there will be a uniform price. The price of the commodity for the product will be fixed by the industry who is producing that. Whoever is producing that commodity, that industry is fixing the price, and whoever is buying in wholesale from that particular industry, they will be selling at a price which is fixed by the industry. So how that industry is fixing the price? Industry is fixing the price due to the forces of demand and supply. We will be explaining that with the help of a table and a diagram. So price of a commodity is fixed by the industry who is producing that, and the others will follow the price when they buy the commodity from the industry, and industry is fixing the price on the basis of the policy of the market forces of demand and supply. Now, next one is homogeneous products. The next feature of perfect competition is homogeneous products. The products are same in its size, shape, color, quality, etc. Okay. Now, if a particular product, for example, the rice powder produced by one particular company, say for example Brahmins, its color, size, shape, quality will be the same if it is sold by different sellers, because the same industry is producing the product. So homogeneous products. So if seller A is selling that particular packet of that branded powder, and if seller B is selling that particular branded powder, both the sellers will be selling the same product, isn't it, of one particular company. Therefore, its size, quality, shape, everything will be the same. There won't be any difference. Next one is perfect knowledge about among the buyers and sellers. The sellers and the buyers have a perfect knowledge about the price of the commodity. Therefore, no seller can sell at a higher price when compared to the other seller. Even the buyers also know what is the exact price of that particular commodity. They have a perfect knowledge about the price. Therefore, no seller can expect to sell it at a higher price than the other sellers. If there are 4 sellers A, B, C and D in a market, this particular product, 1 kg rice powder of one branded company's product, can be sold only at a one particular price which is fixed by the industry. For example, if 1 kg of rice powder is will cost 70 rupees, for the seller A, seller B, seller C and seller D who has purchased it directly from the industry at a lesser price. We don't know what is the price that they are going to purchase from the industry, but they will be selling that product to the consumers at the same price in the market which is fixed by the industry. Industry might have fixed it for rupees 70 for 1 kg of rice powder. Only for 70 rupees that particular rice powder can be sold out in the market by all the sellers. Seller B cannot raise its price. Seller C cannot decrease its price to sell more. Everybody has to follow the same price. It is fixed by the industry. That means there is uniform price. So every buyer and seller has got a perfect knowledge about the price. Next is absence of selling cost. Here in this perfect competition, as the price is fixed by one particular industry, there is no need of any type of selling cost. Now what is meant by this selling cost? To sell the product, some cost is involved, especially advertisement cost, isn't it? Here all the commodities, here that commodity is sold at the same price. There is no need of any advertisement to boost the consumers. Therefore, there is no absence of selling. There is no selling cost. That means there is absence of selling cost. Now, next is transportation cost is also assumed to be 0 because sellers can sell his product at any place and buyer can buy it from any place he likes. Sometimes buyer will be buying that particular product on the way to any particular place. He can buy it. The seller also can sell it at any place he likes. Therefore, no transportation cost is assumed here. Next is free entry and exit. All the firms who are buying the goods directly from the industry, they can either enter or exit the industry. That means they can either buy the product from the industry or they can either exit from the market. So as there is free entry and exit, always there exists a normal profit. There is no abnormal profit and there is no loss also. The firms are in a position to enter or exit the market. At any time the firms can enter or exit the market. Therefore, there is no abnormal profit or loss, there is only a normal profit. Okay, so due to the free entry and exit, that abnormal profit and loss will get adjusted and all the firms will experience only a normal profit. Now, the next feature is the firms are price takers. Who is fixing the price? Industry will fix the price and firm will accept the price. So how can we write industry is the person who fixed the price and firm is the person who takes the price? Now uniform price. All the sellers are supposed to sell that product only at the same price, whether it is seller A or seller B or seller C, because it is fixed by the industry. When the sellers buy the product from the industry, they have to sell it at a price which is fixed by the industry, which is given on the product cover. Okay, so there is no different prices in the market. So there is no need of any selling cost also. So what are the features of a perfect competition? A perfect competition has got the following features. They have got homogeneous products, large number of buyers and sellers, uniform price, price is fixed, there is no selling cost, then firms are the price takers and industry is the price maker. And I told you how industry is going to fix the price. Industry has to fix a price, isn't it? In how industry is fixing the price, it should not have a loss, isn't it? So industry will fix the price at a point where demand is equal to supply. That is known as the equilibrium price in the perfect competition. So how industry is fixing the price? Industry will fix a price at a point where demand is equal to supply. That particular price will be the price where the firms are selling in the market. That will be the price fixed by the industry and that particular price will be followed by the firms. Now let us see how the price is fixed by the industry due to the forces of demand and supply. So I am repeating the point once again. In a perfect competition, firms are only price takers and industries are the one who fixes the price. How do industry fixes the price? Due to the forces of demand and supply. Now let us see that with the help of a table. Now prices are given as 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Both demand and supply are given in the table. Now you know what is the relationship between demand and price? Inverse relationship. When price increases, demand will decrease. See, at a price of rupees 2, 100 is demanded. When price increases to 4, only 80 is demanded. When price increases to 6, only 60 is demanded. When price increases to 8, only 40 is demanded. When price increases to 10, only 20 is demanded. So when the price increases, quantity demanded decreases. Now we will move on to supply. What kind of a relationship between supply and price? Both are positively related. See, when the price is 2, 20 is supplied. When the price increases to 4, 40 is supplied. When the price increases to 6, 60 is supplied. When the price increases to 8, 80 is supplied. Because producers are tempted to supply more when the price increases. Positive relation between supply and price, as we have learned. When the price increases to 10, the supply also increases from 80 to 100. So here you can find negative relationship between price and demand. Here you can find positive relationship between price and supply. Why we are including both demand and supply in this table? Because we have learned that in the perfect competition, industry is fixing the price. How industry is fixing the price? Due to the forces of demand and supply. And whatever the price is fixed by the industry is accepted by the firms. Okay. Now firms as a price taker. Okay. Now I told you, where do industry fix the price? At a point where demand is equal to supply. So industry will fix the price at a point where demand is equal to supply. Market demand is equal to market supply. See, at a price of rupees 6, market demand is equal to supply. See, demand is equal to supply here. Here you can find demand is greater than supply. Here also demand is greater than supply. Here demand is equal to supply. Here demand is less than supply. Here also demand is less than supply. So the point where demand is equal to supply, 60 is equal to 60, industry will fix the price as 6 rupees. That same price 6 is followed by the firms. Firms are price takers. Okay, now with this we will draw a diagram. Two parts are represented in the diagram. One is price fixation by the industry and the other one is firms who accept the price. Here in the x-axis for both the diagrams, we represented quantity demanded and supply, and on the y-axis for both the diagrams, we will represent the price. Now we have drawn the supply curve as an upward sloping curve and the demand curve as a downward sloping curve, representing the price 6, because 6 is the price that is fixed by the industry due to the situation where demand is equal to supply. That is why I have written here E. E means equilibrium. What is equilibrium? The point where both the variables gets equalized. Here the two variables are demand and supply. So here the supply curve and the demand curve intersect at point E, where industry has fixed the price as 6. Therefore at point E we can say demand is equal to supply. So this price which is fixed by the industry is accepted by the firm, and the firm is a price taker here. So here what you have to learn is this particular price 6 is the price which is accepted by the firm. Now in this situation we can write an equation. What is the equation that I have written here? D is equal to MR is equal to P is equal to AR. That means demand curve. Firm's demand curve is this one, and MR is the marginal revenue, P is the price, and AR is the average revenue, which means that in a perfect competition, demand is equal to marginal revenue is equal to price is equal to average revenue. The average revenue, price and marginal revenue, everything will be equal in a demand curve. So in a perfect competition. So once again I am telling, in a perfect competition, price will be equal to marginal revenue will be equal to average revenue in a perfect competition. Why? What is the reason behind that? Because the firms are the price takers. Whether firm A or firm B or firm C or firm D, whatever quantity it sells, it can sell it only at a uniform price which is fixed by the industry. If the price of 1 kg is 70, it can be sold out only at rupees 70. If it is 2 kg that a seller is selling, 70 into 2, 140, he can sell it only at 140 rupees. Per unit will be 70 rupees itself. If the seller is selling 3 kilograms, 3 into 7, 21, 210 will be the amount. So, the seller can sell it only at rupees 70 per unit. That is the feature of perfect competition. So, for such a situation where each and every seller is selling at the same price of more quantities, in that situation, price will be equal to average revenue will be equal to marginal revenue. So, in a perfect competition, what you have to keep in mind, price will be equal to average revenue will be equal to marginal revenue. Now, let us see how that happens with the help of a table. This is a table for you. You have learned about the total revenue. What is total revenue? The revenue which is obtained from the sale of the product, price into quantity, isn't it? Now, average revenue, you know what is it? TR by Q. And marginal revenue, you know, it is delta TR by delta Q, which we have learned in the concept of revenue. Now, see, I have given the units sold. Okay, the units sold are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, per unit, the price is 5. Okay, now whether he sells 1 kilogram or 2 kilogram or 3 kilogram or 4 kilograms or 5 kilograms, he can sell it only at 5 rupees per unit, because that 5 rupees is the price that is fixed by the industry. Firm is accepting that price. Okay, so unit sold is 1, price is given as 5. You know, AR is equal to price, isn't it? You have learned it. How AR is equal to price? Because you know, AR is equal to TR by Q. We solved this equation in the last videos, isn't it? Whereas now we will expand TR as P into Q, because TR is equal to, you know, P into Q by Q, isn't it? Q and Q will get cancelled, therefore we can say AR is equal to P. Therefore, in the place of price, I can write AR bar P. Did you see that? Because why? We have proved that AR is equal to price. We know that. How we know? With this equation which we have learned before. Now, when the seller is selling 1 unit, what is the total revenue he is getting? Price into quantity. 1 into 5, 5. When the seller is selling 2 units, 2 into 5, 10. See, whether it is 3 kilogram or 4 kilogram or 5 kilograms, for each and every unit he can sell only at 5 rupees. He cannot sell it at a lesser price if the consumer is buying more. No, it is not possible, because the industry price is 5, which is fixed. So, whatever quantity he sells, he can sell it only at the same price. Now, we can see at the quantity 3 units is sold for 5 rupees per unit. So, 5 into 3, 15. 4 units sold at 5 rupees per unit, 20. 5 units sold at rupees 5 per unit, that is 25. So, this is a total revenue. So, we got total revenue and average revenue. Now, next we need to find out marginal revenue. How to find out marginal revenue? Delta TR by delta Q. You know, succeeding value minus a preceding value. See, you will get it as 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. So, what was the feature I told you in the perfect competition? In a perfect competition, price will be equal to AR is equal to MR. Let us check whether it is correct or not. See, price is equal to AR. This is the column. MR is also equal to them. Therefore, without any doubt, we can say P is equal to AR is equal to MR. Why is it so? It is so because the firms are price takers and industry is a price maker. Each and every unit the firm can sell it only at the same price. That is why P is equal to AR is equal to MR. So, this is all about this video. Thank you.